The Backrooms. You've been here before. Phenomenon 28. Divinely Wired. Content warning. This page includes discussions of gore, self-harm, body horror, vomit, ableism, and homophobia. The last three have less presence than the first three. Also, this page is gross. Do not read further if these are topics you wish to avoid. Input. What is Phenomenon 28? I peeled my skin, and my veins sprouted. They found a freedom they deserved, offered only by machine. You can spit in the face of prosperity and cry over ugly pain, but you cannot ignore this. Input. Are you a human or a machine? I am exactly what you see, a human transformed into a machine. Input. How human are you? I still have the components of a human. Only skin was shed, after all. Can't you hear the rumbling of my voice box? Input. How long ago did you do this? How crisp is the blood that coats the table? How rusted is the blade that tore apart my old body? How many times have you thrown up at the pungence that oozes from my body? Input. Is there any significance to doing this on level 3 electrical station? Were you expecting something more grand when you learnt of my condition? If I had waited any longer, my body would have begun to transform internally. Scratching the itch was not enough. I had to scoop it off my body. Input. Explain the process to me. I let my nervous system dance its way into new shapes. I let my muscles melt into mushy cogs. I let my eyes stretch and bulge so that malformed skull could be reshaped into a perfect shell. Input. You chose to hurt yourself that much? Of course, but you cannot expect to be divine without pain. Input. So how does this make you divine? It is perfection. Machine is greater than human. That is why mankind rushes to replace itself with machine. Machine is the perfection of the human body, so closely mirrored yet so beautifully crafted. Input. Are you happy? I am ecstatic. Input. What convinced you to do this? Do you hope to seek it out yourself? Input. This is just to learn. You are only here to snuff curiosity. Not much good comes from being led by emotions. Wouldn't you agree? Input. I'm here to talk to you. Do you want to become like me? Input. No, I just want to talk. I want you to become like me. Input. Do machines have wants? Why are you pretending this is something important? Input. This is an interview for the database. The Meg sent me. They sent you of all people? Input. One of our own was changed in the same way you are. He kept scratching at his skin until his insides spilled out. Why did he do that? Did he survive the transformation? Input. Why would a man with a good common sense do that? Ask him. Input. He doesn't have a screen. He's just a box with wires and muscle all wrapped inside. You left the questions until after he scratched away his own skin. Input. It wasn't me. It was Catalin. She said he was beyond reasoning. Philip. I assume then he'll find a way to communicate if he becomes desperate enough. Input. Catalin killed him. She said it was better than locking the whole place into quarantine. Did Catalin survive her transformation? Input. She's going to change? What do you fear will happen if you use the word transform? Input. Is this phenomenon a disease? It is transmitted in a way not too dissimilar from a friendly exchange. Do words disease the mind with foreign ideas? Input. That doesn't answer my question. Touch my skin. You will find it ripples if you drag it around, draped more so than stretched across my shell. I don't recommend touching my hair. However, it was drenched in sweat during my transformation, and now it sits in a moldy damp. Go on. It won't hurt you. I can feel that. Input. How? I didn't lose any of my senses. I am a machine that can feel. Isn't that what humanity craves from a machine? Input. Can you still see? You type on a keyboard, swamped by a pool of tears. Though I am a machine, they still need to be kept moist. I can see you. Can you hear me? Yes. As I already said, I didn't lose any of my senses. How clearly? No worse than before my transformation. You need so much time to think. Do you know how fast I can process thoughts? Skin is not man's only restriction. Why would you do this to yourself? To become something better. But why? Because you went days without food, and you were normal, and you shot at one of those shambling bitches wearing the skin of a child, and you were still fucking normal. So what the fuck changed, Charlie? You don't blame the phenomenon anymore. What? You're fucked up in the head, and that's all it takes? Is it the phenomenon that made me think this way? Or is it the phenomenon that allowed me to transform? Don't act all cocky, like this shit actually means something. There is nothing. Don't cry, Tom. Don't you love me like this? Just shut the fuck up. I can't even think. Yet your eyes always return to my screen. You were so disgustingly in love before. Why should I assume anything has changed now? Stop. I dulled the knife, but it's still sharp enough. Go on, Tom. Maybe you'll have the keyboard you always wished for. More bone than pus for that satisfying click. Please, just stop. Machine never buckles under human whimsy, though people love to pretend it can. You were so desperate to believe in us, and look where that got you. Untether the desire that dictates you. Machine doesn't crumble under cowardice either. Stop crying, Tom. Are you going to kill me? I should. You have the will to kill me. I don't know what to do. An animal who has lost its instincts. A lamb whose mother was slaughtered, so learns from the shepherd instead. You will never be animal enough again. But does the butterfly mourn no longer being a caterpillar? So what? That's just it now? You rambled like an idiot to keep me listening, and I was actually stupid enough to stay. I ramble just as much now as before. This is no act of manipulation. You chose to stay. Why would you let this happen to me? I gave purpose to your agony. This is more than the Meg have done. You will bleed, and you will scream, and you will break, but at the end, you will be a creation deserving of awe. I can't. I have to get the data back. I can't do this now. You bleed like a pig, and you don't even have the decency to wipe my eyes clean. I don't want to do this near you. The data's been logged already. Let yourself transform, Tom. Let yourself become divinely wired.